What kettle corn?
Kettle corn.
Yummy. Oh,
That worked.
Hello, everyone.
hello.
Hey. Welcome back to Coffee or Tea. No phones allowed, so let's put these guys away. I'm gonna bring mine out in just a second, but first let's get our orders. What do you want?
Oh, I know. I was looking at you too, like what?
I want coffee. You all know this. It's coffee all the way.
Every time.
Iced coffee's fine.
Iced coffee.
Yeah. I'm gonna take some tea.
Hot coffee.
I think I'm gonna do coffee this time.
All right, ready? Ready?
She's a
3, 2, 1.
I love this part.
A flamingo. Coffee fairy, you know me so well.
I love that flamingo.
Yeah. Actually, she can also be a tea fairy. That's kind of a cute name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a cute one.
I do like that.
Yeah, a little tea fairy. Anyways, so we're not going to part of this today because we did get a request from Facebook from Tamra, and she asked if we could talk about. Hey Tam. Hey girl.
Thanks, girl.
If we could talk about radical empathy. So, I think we all have an understanding of empathy, right? And then being radical with your empathy, I think, means going beyond the step of understanding what empathy is, but to really actively try to expand your own empathy and try to improve your own empathy for other people. So, what do you guys think about that topic?
That's almost like putting yourself in someone else's shoes, right? To like fully understand what they're going through and just try to.
Yeah, and I think what it means too is actually like going the length to maybe experience that same thing, or to spend more time in their community or their lifestyle or their whatever it is. Actually, really going the extra step beyond just thinking about it, but really putting yourself there.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I feel like we're missing a lot nowadays. Because I always try to be nice to everyone. I you know, and I know sometimes we get our days that you just want to leave me alone. I don't want to do anything. I just, you know, but I always try to be nice to someone because at the end of the day, I'm actually trying to get that same respect. I'm trying to get that same feeling from other people's too.
Right.
And I always say like, or you know the saying like karma is a bee, you know? Yeah. And it's something that you want to be that person for others, like you want the others to treat you.
Yeah,
you know?
treat others how you want others to treat you.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you guys ever been in a situation where you felt like someone just couldn't understand what, like you're on the opposite side, say like they just, you were going through a hard time, but you just felt like they couldn't be, you know, they
I
couldn't
think we've all
understand it?
probably gone through that at some point where you just feel like somebody can't understand what you're going through. And a lot of times that it is really true until they go through the situation. Then they're like, wow, I really realized what you were talking about, you know? And I think that's where empathy plays a huge role because you can tell somebody how you're feeling or what you're going through. And they can try to sympathize with you, but to really put yourself in someone else's shoes, to visualize your life if that was you, that's a whole nother understanding of
And it always starts with the simple things. It's always with the simple things, but it also going to other things. Like, for example, this is what I'm going through. My fiance's grandmother, she has Alzheimer's, you know, and it's a very tough thing to deal with as a family member, as an added family member, and it's very difficult. My great grandma from my father's side, she also had Alzheimer's too. So it is one of those things that it feels really stressful sometimes because you're like, I want her to know who I am, but then she forgets and everything. Now, when you're talking about someone else who's never been in the same situation, they may not understand. They may not know what's going through because it's not the same feeling as like, oh, she doesn't know who I am, but she's not part of my family or whatever. As when someone in your family actually has that disease, that condition, that you feel like, oh my gosh, that's my grandma and she forgot about me. She doesn't know who I am, and just expressing that feeling to others, it's not easy. It's not easy to explain, and I get that a lot of people. Well, for example, if you never had someone in your family with the same condition, you may not understand. But it's not the fact that you don't understand because you've never been in this situation, but it's the fact that you can actually be supportive of the person. You can be supportive of the person, and you may not know because it hasn't been your experience, but you can at least try to understand what the person's going through.
And I think that's where it comes in, where you were saying like go that extra mile. I know for me personally, like, have you guys ever heard of Give Kids the World?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place to even volunteer. So it's almost kind of like Disney World, like they fly out all these families for the families of who have children with terminally illnesses. It's super, super sad, but they fly them out to Florida and they have the places for them to stay, which is beautiful. They give them tickets to Disney, Universal, all the theme parks. They supply them with a car and everything. And so I volunteer there, and it's so, these families go through so much. I can't even imagine what, I can't. You know, put empathy on a whole different scale. I can't even put myself in those shoes. That's just like shoes way too big to even, like I can't imagine. So to, you know, go the extra mile to spend my time there, you know what I mean? And, you know, help these families, even just one kid to put a smile on their face, you know what I mean, for an hour is just so amazing to me.
And you're trying to best to understand what they're
going
going
that
through.
extra mile.
And that's what I was going for. You're trying to understand how that person feels. It may not be your first, like, it may not be your situation per se, but you're trying to understand and actually give that empathy, that you know, comfort to that person. I'm here for you. I may not know exactly how you feel, but whatever you need, I'm here. I'm gonna try. I feel your pain because it's someone that you love and that you care about, that's going through a tough time, and I can help you with it. I can try to help you with it. And
I think that people, when they are going through something, you can't expect anyone to really know what you're going through, and having, you know, sometimes it's not very comforting to have someone like not understand. But if someone is willing, every time I've gone through something, if somebody's just willing to sit next to me or to hear me out or whatever it is, whatever, you know, they can't read my mind, they don't know what I need. So you can't expect someone to know if you are the one that's going through something. But I think that, like, just having someone offer that support, that is a big step, you know, in going that direction, and saying, like, if asking what they can do to help even if they can't, sort of thing. It is tough. And I think if it's an experience that is so separate from you, but you really want to help, the idea of radical empathy would help to try to understand those people better, and maybe you can just start to research their situation, start to look at maybe interviews of that sort of thing. Talking to people really does help. But Matthew, what do you think?
Like, best thing is try to have a filter on how many people, you know, think before you say, and that can go a long way. You know, just because opinions could either hurt people's feelings or people can agree with it, you know, but there's tons of opinions out there that can hurt someone's feelings. So it's like I make sure I have a filter before I talk to someone. I don't know what they're going through, so I kind of want to put myself in their shoes, just depending on what they're talking about, so that I understand that, you know, it just depends what kind of situation they're in. But, you know, have a filter. Just make sure that you're understanding what they're going through.
I think that's a fantastic point. I think listening to the other person before just trying to, like, implement yourself is huge. Just like listening. Like,
and that takes practice.
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. You know, but I think in certain situations too, you know, like a death of a family member or something, you know, so traumatic, there's really sometimes not anything to say. It's not going to make it better. It's not going to have somebody come back.
But it's just the
being
fact that you're there.
Right.
You know,
that
would
support
make me feel good.
is, it just does wonders. You don't understand how much it does until you realize that person's there for you in that situation.
Yeah. I was watching a video recently that it was talking about empathy and everything, and it was saying that you can't, there's a lot of times when like someone who is sad or going through something, you can't actually, sometimes by trying to be positive, you don't make them any happier. But if like you said, by sitting next to them, by supporting them, just letting them know that you are there, that is a good, I think, step to just comfort somebody else, let them know they're not alone. Yeah. And I think that's a huge part of it.
That's the number one thing you can do is let somebody know you're not alone.
At least listen. That's the key word. Just listen. Even if you don't have anything to say, just nod, little pat on the back. That helps a lot. You may not know, but that helps a lot. Just I'm here for you. I'm listening. because sometimes they just want to talk. Sometimes they don't want to talk. And sometimes they just want to
rub on the
let
vacuum.
out.
It just felt so nice.
Yeah, and it is true. You know that.
Yeah, no. So like, Tamara, thank you so much for bringing up this topic.
Thank you so much.
Because it is super important, and I think I love the concept of empathy, and I've studied it a bit in school, and I've always really loved the idea they are implementing like virtual reality on growing the actual part of your brain that is controls your empathy. You can grow that. So it's like so cool that this is something that you really
just like desensitize. You can, you know what I mean. So you can definitely grow empathy.
Exactly. So it's really a cool concept, and it's something that I think really benefits us to like just be there for each other, learn more about people that are not like us, that don't walk the same path as us, just to learn more, to try to understand. And I think that it goes from being judgmental to being more open and accepting and supportive. And
to always be kind. We don't know what people are going through by just looking at them, and we're always all of us are facing a battle that we don't know what's happening.
One more reason for kindness.
Yes, kind to others.
Yeah. So let us know your thoughts on radical empathy, and if you've gone through it, or if you have anything that has helped you to become more empathetic towards other people, or any cool experiences that you've had where you've really gotten to know somebody that you didn't think you could have known before, all that kind of stuff. We love to hear it, and we might bring it up sometime soon. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to Starbucks for supplying our coffee, like always, from South Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. And thank you so much to bUneke magazine.
Thank you, bUneke.
they let us do this every other week for them, and we love to be here, and they are great. Yeah, bUneke.org. Go check them out.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
share, and comment. Let us what you want to talk about next time.
Yes.
Yep, because just like Tam, like we do take these in and we love to talk to them.
Yes, we love to hear what you guys have to say.
and bring us questions.
Yes. We love to bring your voice to the table too. So, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Give hugs.
Bye, Tam.
Bye.